Okay, so have you ever, like, cut someone off in traffic and thought, ooh, is this gonna come back to bite me? Karma, man!
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Right. Like, almost everyone's wondered about karma at some point, but it feels like there's gotta be more to it than that.
Definitely. And you're right, it's way more interesting than just instant cosmic payback.
Mm.
In Buddhist teachings, it's this whole nuanced thing.
Okay, so then what is it really about?
It all comes down to cause and effect, but like for your moral life,
Mhm.
every single thing you do, every thought, it all kind of leaves a mark.
A mark. How?
It's like a ripple that goes out and shapes what happens to you later on.
So less about instant karma's gonna get you and more like a chain reaction that just keeps going.
Exactly. It's about your choices mattering, not just now, but maybe even after this life.
Whoa, okay, hold on. After this life, now we're getting into some serious stuff, but how does that even work?
Think of it as like a cycle, this thing called samsara, birth, death, and then rebirth. What if your essence was around before this life even started?
Okay. I can kind of see where you're going with this.
So the stuff that makes you, your personality, even the situation you're born into, maybe it's all influenced by stuff you did in those past lives.
So it's not like I'm being punished or rewarded for what I did before. It's more like I'm dealing with the fallout, the consequences, but spread out over like multiple lifetimes.
That's a good way to put it. And the big takeaway is we're not just these isolated beings.
Mm-hmm.
It's all connected.
Whoa. So if our choices echo that far into the future, it really makes you think twice about, well, everything, doesn't it?
It does. But the cool thing is we can change. Because what we do now is shaping what happens next. We're not just stuck with whatever baggage we've racked up.
That's a relief. But you mentioned something earlier about how karma affects our rebirth, something about different realms. What's that all about?
Picture this. 6 realms of existence. Now, these aren't physical places, okay? More like states of being. And depending on your karma, you're going to be reborn into one of them.
So it's not just about coming back, it's about where you end up coming back to.
Exactly. Like you've got the realm of the gods, beauty, pleasure, long life, the works.
Sign me up.
But even they don't escape death forever. Their bliss is temporary. Then there's the demigods. Super ambitious, always comparing themselves to everyone else.
Okay, so maybe not that one. I know a few people like that already. Then you've got, like, the animal realm, right? All instinct, just trying to survive.
Right. But where do we fit in? Humans, I mean.
Yeah, what makes being human so special in this whole crazy system?
Well, this is where it gets good. See, Buddhist teachings say that being human is the best chance you've got to actually grow spiritually and maybe even break free from this whole cycle of rebirth.
Okay, now I need to know more. Why would we want to break free, and how does being human help? Let's get into it right after this. All right, so back to this whole humans are special thing. You're saying being human is like the VIP ticket to spiritual growth. I don't get it.
Okay, think about it this way. The human realm, it's got this unique mix of good and bad, pleasure, pain, joy, sorrow. We feel it all.
Tell me about it.
Exactly. And that's important. That awareness that we're not just experiencing the good stuff, that things are always changing. That's what wakes us up.
So you're saying that our capacity for suffering, being aware of it, that's actually what makes us more likely to grow.
Exactly. The gods, they're too busy enjoying themselves, right? Animals, they operate on instinct. But humans, we feel it all. And that feeling, it pushes us to search for something more.
Yeah. Huh. So it's not that the other realms are bad, it's just they don't have that same push, that same urgency to figure things out.
Right. And because we see the consequences of our actions so clearly in this life, it's like we're more likely to connect the dots. Hey, maybe what I do actually matters. And that's huge for developing compassion for ourselves and everyone else stuck in this cycle.
Okay, that makes sense. So back to breaking free. Nirvana, right. No more suffering, no more coming back. How do we even start down that path?
It's not like hopping on a train. Nirvana's not a place. It's more like transforming who you are at the deepest level, getting rid of the root cause of suffering.
And how do we do that?
It's not about rituals or believing the right things. It's about wisdom, living ethically, and training your mind.
So it's all internal, how we live our lives, not what we say we believe.
Exactly. Recognizing that our actions impact everyone, not just us. Making choices based on compassion and understanding.
That sounds great, but isn't it kind of impossible? I mean, life's messy. We mess up. Are you saying we have to be perfect all the time?
No, not at all. It's the intention that matters. We're all just trying our best here. It's more about noticing our patterns, like how we react to things, and then making different choices when we can.
So more about making progress, not being perfect.
Exactly. And that's where mindfulness comes in. Paying attention to our thoughts, words, actions, asking ourselves, is this making things better or worse? Does it line up with who I want to be?
That's powerful, making conscious choices even when things are tough. So how does karma fit into all of this?
When you see karma as this natural law, not some punishment system,
Yeah.
it changes things. It's like you realize you have the power to make things better for yourself and everyone else.
So less about fear, more about responsibility.
Exactly. Every little thing you do, it has an impact. It's not about being overwhelmed by that. It's about feeling empowered by it.
That's a really different way to look at it, not about being some kind of saint, just showing up with awareness and good intentions.
Exactly. And remembering this life with all its ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
it's precious.
Precious, how so?
It's our chance to wake up, to learn, to grow, and to finally break free.
Wow. This whole conversation, it's really got me thinking. It's like karma and rebirth. It's not just some abstract idea anymore. It's right here, right now. It's about
Mhm.
how we choose to live, how we treat each other.
It's about the legacy we leave behind.
Exactly. And on that note, let's take a quick break and then dive into what it all means, what kind of mark we're making on the universe.
Okay, so we're back. And I gotta say, this whole karma and rebirth thing, it's really got me thinking differently about, like, everything. That's what's so cool about these teachings.
Yeah.
They make you see past the everyday stuff and realize how connected we all are and how much our actions really matter.
Totally. But before the break, you were saying how being human is this amazing opportunity to wake up, break free from the cycle of suffering. But what does that actually mean, like practically? How do we actually live that way?
It's not about being some kind of saint, if that's what you're thinking. It's just being more aware as you go through your day, making choices because they're wise and compassionate, not just reacting out of habit or like being selfish.
So it's a journey, not like a destination.
Exactly. Every time you interact with someone, every thought you have, every word you say, it's a chance to put something good out there in the world.
I like that. Creating good vibes like ripples, it makes karma feel less heavy, more like we're creating something.
That's a great way to put it. Think of it like an artist. They approach their art with intention, with skill. We can do the same with our lives. We can ask ourselves, what kind of world am I creating with my thoughts, my words, what I do every day? What do I want people to remember about me?
So it's not just what we do, but why we do it, the energy behind it.
Exactly. Like we were talking about before with giving to charity. It's not enough to just do it. You have to think about why. Are you trying to ease someone's pain or just make yourself look good? Are you being truly kind or just wanting a pat on the back? That's what really shapes our karma.
Wow, that's deep. Makes you realize even the little things matter.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
And when you get that, it changes everything. Don't get caught up in being afraid of messing up. Just try to make choices that line up with who you are at your core.
So understanding instead of judging.
Exactly. We're all in this together.
Mhm.
Everything we do sends out these ripples way farther than we realize.
This has been incredible. Seriously, I have so much to think about now.
That's what we're here for. It's not about giving you all the answers, just giving you a place to start.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep learning.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into karma. But before we go, I want to leave you with this. If it's true, what we're doing right now is shaping not just this life, but maybe countless others. What kind of mark do you want to leave? What kind of legacy are you creating? Thanks for joining us.